welcome. I'm going to guide you through a short practice today. It'll be about 10 minutes. We'll start with some breath work, move up to some standing poses, and then work our way back down. So let's get started. We'll begin in a child's pose. I like to bring my toes to touch, knees about as wide as the mat, and we'll walk the hands forward, out in front, and release the forehead down. And you can make this a very active child's pose by pressing the hands down into the mat, lifting the elbows up, or if you want a little more passive, you can release the elbows down. Just begin to focus on your breath. Don't change anything, just become aware. And when you're ready, begin to engage your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath, or as I like to commonly call it, your Darth Vader breath. You'll breathe in through the nose, and as if you're sighing out the mouth, on your exhale, in through the nose, but this time on your exhale, keep the lips closed. That will give you your Darth Vader sounding breath. Breathe into the back body. Allow the belly to graze the inner thighs as you inhale. Just taking an assessment of the body and the breath. On your next inhale, look forward and slowly walk the hands back towards the body. We'll come onto our hands and knees, creating a tabletop. The knees are directly underneath the hips. The shoulders are directly over the wrists. The fingers are spread very wide, taking up as much space as possible. We're pressing down into the mat with our hands, really engaging that upper back body, creating a slight rounding. And the low belly is pulling in, the ribs are pulling in as well. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the gaze, cow pose. Exhale, scoop the tailbone under, round through the middle back, and then drop the chin towards the chest. 2 more times just like that. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Last round, inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And on an inhale, we'll find a neutral spine. From here, go ahead and tuck the toes under. Just a little bit of core work before we move up to our standing poses. The toes tucked, you're going to press the hands firmly into your mat, and on an exhale, you're going to lift the knees 1 inch off the floor. Engage that low belly, really pull energetically the hands and the knees towards one another. You may feel a little shaking here, as I am myself. And on your next exhale, go ahead and lift the hips up and back to come into your downward facing dog. Ears are by the biceps. You may have to adjust the hands slightly here to take a wider stance. Knees are in a micro bend here. If you'd like to stay still, stay still. Otherwise, go ahead and pedal through the feet, walk in the dog. You can relax the neck by shaking the head no, nodding the head yes. And then on an inhale, we'll look forward. You can walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. For now, I'm going to take a nice little catwalk to the top of my mat, taking my feet hip distance apart or the toes to touch, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Go ahead and find halfway lift, nice long spine on an inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up, soften the knees, reach the arms out and up, flat back. Exhale. exhale, hands to heart center. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Hands down by your sides. If you'd like, go ahead and close the eyes. Or take a soft gaze if that makes you more comfortable. When you're ready, flutter the eyes open. Let's begin our round of Surya Namaskar A. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, plank pose. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 rounds of breath here. This is your resting posture or child's pose as we begin. On an inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release the hands down by your sides, Tadasana. Just take a moment to notice where your breath is at, how the body is feeling. You may be feeling a little tingly. There's a lot of energy moving in the body now. And we'll work our way through one more round of Surya Namaskar. It's going to be a half set to make our way down to our final position, Shavasana. Go ahead and inhale the arms up and over the head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands meet the mat, step the feet back, plank pose. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. This time we're going to stay on the belly, all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra, nice and low. Find length. Don't crunch the neck. Just take it nice and long. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press up to a tabletop. And exhale, press the hips all the way back to a child's pose. Take a few rounds of breath here. Slowing it down. And on your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk the hands back towards the hips. We're going to sink into one hip, right or left, it doesn't matter. We'll swing the legs forward. Come into our seated forward fold. So I like to sit really tall on my sits bones. You can remove the flesh from underneath the sits bones to really ground down, hook into the earth. Flex the toes back towards the knees. You can find a slight bend here. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, reach forward. The second you start to round through the spine, release your hands. Stay here. Inhaling and exhaling. Every inhale finds a little more length. Every exhale finds a little deeper in the posture. Really focus on flexing those pinky toes back, not just the big toes. And then go ahead and release, folding fully over, rounding through the spine, tucking the chin towards the chest like we do in cat pose. And on your next exhale, slowly walk the hands up the legs, allowing the spine to unravel itself to come into a full extension, comfortable seat. And go ahead and make your way into Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Crossing at the shins. We'll inhale the arms overhead. Exhale the hands to the heart. Releasing the palms down towards the thighs. You can keep the eyes closed or open, palms face up for receiving or down for grounding. And just settle back into your breath. Nothing to do, nothing to be, but focus and experience the breath as the body breathes it. We'll end our practice here today. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, namaste.